Hey guys, my name is Shogun Chatu for 7. I train traders how to trade in harmony with the market. So today is the 16th of December 2025. We have the major news coming out this afternoon 1:30. We have the housing building permits, the non-farm unemployment rate, and non-farm payroll. All these news they will make a little bit of noise in the market, but as some of you know, we don't trade the news the way most people do trading news. I don't even think there's anything like news trade anymore. Before, people set some software to trade the news. But what I'm going to do is to analyze the market from where we were last week, towards the end of last week, where we were selling the euro from here. I think it was on Thursday, not there, from here. It was on Thursday last week. Yes, 11th of December. That actually gave us a nice move before the return back to the high. So the reason I do these videos is actually to enlighten traders how we can trade in harmony with the market by understanding the way the price behaves. From price movement, we can anticipate, not predict, we can anticipate what will happen. Also, if you take it further by understanding the 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 what each waves means. Okay, so there are different waves. We have the impulse and the corrective waves. We've done videos about that. But when we break those waves into numbers, they actually carry significance. Each wave carries meaning, and from that meaning, if we are expecting, let's say for instance, a momentum high 3 to 4, or let's say 3 to 4 pullback to give us a structural pullback, and it gave us momentum pullback, that is a meaning. Okay, so then we can apply our rules. Okay, it's just a way of trading. We call it like a satellite navigation through the market, and that gives you a lot of peace of mind. So what do we have here? Okay, so the euro US dollar. Yesterday we saw this noisy area. We know why they are pausing is because of the news that's coming out. We are buying here because this high has not been taken out. Also, some of the things that I want to share with you will be, this is clearer. Okay, so let's do the main analysis from this chart. Okay, we have the major levels, which is the magenta. We have the intermediate, which is the gold, and we have the minor, which is the blue. If when we see this that happened last week Thursday, that's the major high all the way down there. I posted a trade about shortening of trust here, which it did, because you can see the rally here. You kept going on, then we got to this point, we couldn't go. We had a failure here, so I don't need to go through this again. But this failure ended up with a even a bigger trend changing pattern. We had one here, which I pointed out last week, 012. Then this one, you can look at the structurals here. They are just the minor wave. Now we've proceeded to a bigger wave, intermediate structural trend changing pattern. Then what do you expect to happen? A major trend changing pattern. Where will it come? With this one came below the blue, this one came below the yellow. Where would this one come? Below the magenta. Very simple. Trading doesn't have to be complicated, because the price itself is not complicated. You need to understand what makes the market move the way it moves. Buyers will buy at the low, sellers will sell at the high. But before that could happen, there has to be an information. They are not just going to go in and waste their money. If there's no trend changing pattern, you will not have a sell. If there's no trend changing pattern, you will not have a buy. This move to the upside has been called for by this wave. Therefore, they are looking for the best price to sell when the price gets to the top. So we have this high here, okay, that gave us a trend changing pattern. So where would we take a sell? Okay, we've seen the first break, pull back. That is a valid pullback there. Then we are seeing a break above it. So for us right now, this small wave, we can start to look for a sell from here, okay? Because we've seen a break. Let's see if this break is going to have a follow through. We are not going to force the market, okay? That's the break. This did not close, so this will be the valid break. And after this candle, if we don't have a follow through, we can take a short to the downside because everything has lined up nicely. They've come back again to take the high. This is the major break to the downside. Okay, that one there. Then let's squeeze the chart again. This is the one that needs to be broken now. Then that will give us a major structure, and that will be a downtrend in the internal wave and the intermediate wave. Okay, look at what happened here. Internal trend changing pattern, price rallied, it gave us a nice move to the downside. With this move, gave us intermediate trend changing pattern. What are we going to expect? Expecting the major wave to be broken. Okay, then that is what happened layer from layer from layer. The idea is this: when there's something I call the truth about trending market. Let me see if I did a session yesterday teaching this. Let's just share it. Okay, this is the truth about trending market. A trend will not change easily. So once you have a trend going up, it's not going to just change in one day. Trust me, it won't happen. It will continue in that direction. It will take a great deal of time and effort for a trend to change. So when you are seeing those trend changing pattern, reversal, discounting, or secondary trend, we call them, any of these name is valid as long as you know what you're talking about. Okay, they are not trend change themselves. They are just a an information. It's like you are receiving a telegram to say, well, we are going to take a pause now, but this pause may give you information that the trend is likely to change in the future. And the amount of people they need to convince those people that are making money that the trend is going up, that actually it's time now for you to start looking to sell. And the stronger the wave, the stronger the trend that is going on, the stronger it is, means the harder it will become for the people to change the trend. Therefore, if it is a big trend that is going to the upside, it will take multiple attempts like this one now that I'm sharing with you. Where is the chart? You can see we use three waves in terms of wave of success methodology. We can use semaphore, but we find out that actually these levels are more significant, and that is why we use them, and they are very powerful. We color code them like this, okay, so you know, okay, this is still a minor wave. We can take the trade after the completed wave structure. This one here, the broken ones, they're breaking twice. Once we see a failure, we will take the trade. We don't need to think about it. Why? Because we have an information here. Okay, and if we count the wave, internal waves in here, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's the end of the wave structure, counting the internal waves. So enough of my talking. I've been speaking for almost 10 minutes. Let's see how the market is going to react from here. So I'm going to look to close my buying position, looking for a selling opportunity, especially if we have a failure around here. Okay, let's see where we are. As a 21 pip, nice move there. So we're not going to jump in to close. You see, it's very clear. That's the break. And if we don't have a follow through, that will be a valid sell. If we have a follow through, the price has to repeat the same pattern. Okay, So it's 1 o'clock now. They've given everything in this candle. This candle is a huge, huge, big range candle. These are the candles you can see. You haven't seen any candle like this even the last 24 hours. Let's keep looking. Maybe this one here. Let's measure this. High is to low. That's 8 pips. Let's measure this. 9 pips. So that's still the highest volume bar, highest biggest range bar so far. I'm scanning now to see if there's another one. We have something here. Which one is this? This one. So 5 pips. You can see this candle and this candles are the biggest range bar in the last 24 hours on the chart. So on the 5-minute chart. So we continue to look. Well, this is very important. When you have a break like this and it doesn't have a follow through, that is your clue. You don't need to overcomplicate it. Once they start to come in the other direction, we have to take that trade. This is not trading is not about guts. Okay, you just follow the rules, because when you start to follow the rules, I'm gonna take this profit. When you start to follow the rules, you will become consistent. You can know when you're wrong. You know when you are when you should remain in the trade. We're not going to sell now because there's nothing for us to sell here. We have to wait for a structural bar followed by a momentum bar, then a close below the momentum bar will be a valid entry in the sell direction. So let's save some time to be able to capture the result of the news, and when if there's any, if the market presents us with opportunity to sell. Okay, so you can see we are now having momentum bar. So that's the structure, that's the momentum. And at the close of this bar, we're going to take a short. We don't need to think too much about it. The risk will be above here. The news may come with volatility. So this here, you just have to use wisdom. Okay. If the brokers, they always, this is the opportunity for them to expand or to increase the spread, to, you'll see a little bit of noise, but I'm not suggesting anything here right now. But for us, this will be a tradable pair once we close on this candle and the price starts to fall below the other candle there. Okay, that would be a nice sell in the euro US dollar. In terms of let's look at the 1 hour chart. As you can see, this is still there that we did last week. That's a trend changing pattern on the 1 hour. We've seen the first, that's actually the break. This is the only one that has a pullback. Okay, this is where we are after breaking of the high. That's the only pullback, and this is the one that I was pointing out. Okay, so these are the key levels that we need to watch out for. There's one here with 1738. This one here is more significant, 1719. Okay, and if price managed to fall below here, we're not saying it will go all the way down here, because that will be the first break. You should expect a pullback and so on. So that's why we like to use the smaller time frame to just peel in, peel out, peel in, peel out, peel in, peel out. I hope this is helpful ahead of the news. We've got, I think, about 17 minutes before the news for anyone that's gonna catch this video. I'm not going to go crazy on buying the euro. Okay, we've captured that move. This is the end of wave structure after this move. Okay, 1, 3, 5. So at least you should expect a structural pullback or a break to the downside, and that still is a reversal. Okay, that still is a reversal. This is a strong move down. The attempt here is they've managed to trade above here. They may continue higher. If that's the case, you need to wait for the reversal, because we have a trend, we have a completed wave structure here. Everything for us, we trade with probability, and if you think in probability, you will understand what I'm saying about my best trade will still be technically a short trade, okay, because that aligns perfectly with the way we read the market and the way the market is forming. That doesn't mean the price cannot go to the upside, okay? But my best, if asking me where I'll put my money, I'll rather place a short trade when everything lines up perfectly. And the 5 minute chart, repeating myself, now we have a momentum bar. So our sell entry will be now, okay? A close below 1173, 11734, okay? That will be my entry just below here, and the stop loss should be somewhere here. But bear in mind there will be noise during the news, so you have to be careful with your stop loss. Okay, if you find this useful, my name is Shogun Chat 247. Give us a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. God bless. If you have any comments, you can leave it on the comment section, or if you have any question, leave it there. I'm free today, so I'll probably be able to update the trade if we have an entry. And I wish you a successful trading week, and Merry Christmas to everyone. God bless, and see you in the next video.